Welcome back to Feast Fight Back. Today's video was New Year's Eve and I decided to finish what has been a difficult year on a really good food day and, well, just a good day in general. But tried lots of new foods, went massively out of my comfort zone, but yeah, all be revealed in the video. Good morning. It is New Year's Eve. I'm really tired. I've only just woken up. And so yes, I can only apologise for that. Yeah, it's New Year's Eve and I wanted to do a filmy video for the end of what has been a very turbulent year. Obviously a lot has happened this year. I'm finishing the year in a completely different place to how I started it, and for that I am proud. But yeah, I wanted to finish it on a good note. Obviously, it wouldn't have taken a lot for it to be a better note than how I started it. But I also wanted to make sure I'm seeing in the new year and getting the new year off to a good start as well. So I don't know how much filming I'm gonna do tomorrow, just because I'm going out with Ali and Hannah. Well, we're not going out. We're spending it together. We always do. So yeah, I might be feeling a bit fragile tomorrow. But anyway, New Year's Eve, I'm with my teaspoon that says, always keep the faith, which I've had to keep a lot of faith this last 365 days to keep on going. But we are getting that. So yeah, breakfast time. Okay, my morning snack today. I know that not everyone will agree with this as an amazing thing, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to try this. It is a white chocolate cream egg. Now, I love cream eggs. I love white chocolate. I appreciate this might be a bit sickly, but I could not try it. They only released it like a few weeks ago and I thought it was going to take ages to be able to actually get hold of them. But then I was picking up some stuff from the shops the other day and I saw them and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to try it. And then I thought, I don't want this to be another thing that ends up in my snack box for ages. So I'm having it today, even though like Christmas was like last week. I guess this is a very Easter thing. But that's okay. There's no rules as to when you can have whatever chocolate you want to have. So having this, obviously with my apple, and yeah, I was kind of excited to do this on like the filmy day because I was like, I can do a really good review. So yes, white chocolate cream egg. So I had my apple first, as always. And then I tried the white chocolate cream egg and oh my gosh, this could be one of my new favourite things. I know that cream eggs are a little bit, yeah, not everyone likes them, but I really love them and I like white chocolate. And I have been waiting for Cadbury's to do this for way too long and they finally did it and it was everything I hoped it could be. It was messy, but it was tasty. Quite simply, it was a white chocolate egg filled with icing fondant. It was delicious. Definitely a 10 out of 10. I think the only way it could get any better is if they did a caramel cream egg. I think that would like be absolute top. But this was absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. I would definitely get it again. I think I preferred it to the milk chocolate one. So yeah, definitely will be trying this again. For my lunch I had a hummus brioche, and that is proper filling sizes. I also had mini cheddars, my corny yoghurt, and then I had a Soren slice afterwards. I redid my nails in New Year's Eve style and did black sparkly. So rarely have my hair straightened, but me and Mum went for a walk, and when I say we got caught in a rainstorm, like, we got into the house and were like, yeah, absolutely drenched. So had to refresh a little bit, and I thought, okay, I might straighten my hair because it's New Year's Eve. One of the reasons I really don't like having it straight is, and it's a good thing now, so you probably noticed, like, in like my earlier like videos and stuff, I would always wear my hair in plaits, and that is because so much of it fell out. Like, I had like bald spots, like I was really self-conscious of it. Anyway, since I've been doing better, it's been starting to like regrow, which is great, but I like try to tuck it behind. This is how much like baby hair I've got. I've got like a whole new mane coming through, which is like really thick. So like usually when I curl it, like, I just like hide it a little bit because I'm just quite like, I know it's a good thing, but yeah, that is one thing that I'm really pleased about, is my hair is like a lot better than it used to be, but I'm just very self-conscious still. So today is New Year's Eve. What a year it's been, and I wanted to do a little like moment where I was like, okay, this is how much that's changed, because I started 2022 in a horrible place. Like, I entered the new year, like when the clock struck midnight, I'd been with Ali and Hannah. I'd managed like an hour or two with them that evening, and then I'd had a horrible New Year's Eve, and looking back on it now, it's one of those moments where I thought I'd forget about it because it was so horrible, but instead I remember it really vividly because it was so horrible. And the worst part is, it was ridiculous because it was all about, basically I had a complete meltdown over a bar that was called Ridiculous. Like, the bar was called Ridiculous, and it took me forever to eat it. I was in floods of tears. I was like, I can't do it. And my mum and dad were so amazing with me, and they were like, we're doing this. And I was like, I absolutely can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. And I did it. And I texted Ali and Hannah that like afternoon, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come tonight. Like, I've just, everything's been awful. And I did go, and I spent a couple of hours there, but I was so physically and mentally exhausted, I had to come home. And to be honest, I'd just gone to bed for midnight. I was like, I don't even want to see, like, you know, the year ended horribly. Well, the year was horrible. And then I couldn't sleep, and so I went in to see mum and dad at midnight, and we watched the clocks change to midnight, and I broke down in tears at midnight. I was just like, I don't know, all I felt is, I can't believe what's happened. I still hadn't processed everything that had happened. And I came into 2022 on the verge of being readmitted, everyone thinking I was going to need to go into a specialist unit, so unhappy, and I knew things could get better, but I didn't know if they were going to. I think I spent the first few months of 2022 I spent more time in tears than I didn't. I was so lost and alone and sad, and everything just felt black. My appointments generally ended up with me in floods of tears, arguing with my treatment team, arguing with my parents, but things were just horrible. I felt alone, lost and scared, and things got worse. You know, my physical health was, I managed to keep myself out of the general hospital, but I wasn't doing good. My mental health got worse. And that's obviously where they said, okay, look, we're going to go into a specialist unit. My parents took over like control of food. And I think within all of that, I kind of, I don't know, handing over that control was it had to happen. And I'm really thankful that I managed to do that at home, because I so badly didn't want to go into a specialist unit, because I know for me, I struggle with transitions and change. So to go into a specialist unit would just mean I have to transition into there, get used to there, then have to transition home again. But yeah, things were so dire that I didn't know what was going to happen. Obviously, I ended up in like hospital because I got physically unwell, which wasn't to do with like this, but it was probably because I was not in a good place. And then I started gaining in strength, and I would not say I don't believe in light bulb moments. It wasn't anything like that, but I got to a point where I managed to have enough energy to think, okay, I don't know the way out, I don't know how to do this, but I know I need to just keep on going. And things like I got my job, which was really important to me. The people that were around that were always there but I pushed away were still there, and they still cared, and I managed to start spending more time with them. And then I had my birthday, which, you know, I got the day off the wheelchair, which was huge for me. And then a couple of weeks later I got my autism diagnosis, and that, it was huge for me. And it didn't change things in that we'd already adapted for autism, but it meant a lot that it was confirmed. And actually, when I got the diagnosis, apparently it was a very clear diagnosis, which kind of made me think, I don't know, it made me want to change things even more. It made me want people to understand more that autism can look different. And I don't know, all these things meant that I kept on going. I started having more energy so I could spend more time with people. I started to feel better. And my gosh, it was not straightforward. But in an overview, I was gaining in energy, I was gaining in strength, and the feeling like I could do this. And then I got out the wheelchair, and I don't know, that month was really important to me because I kind of picked up a momentum and I managed to keep on going with it. And that's when I sort of started pulling increases forward when I didn't need to. It wasn't, oh, if you don't do this, things are gonna, you know, it was actually, no, I want to feel better and I want to do better. And I knew that that meant more food. After I got out of the wheelchair, obviously we went on a little break, and it was the first time away for a couple of days for such a long time. And then lots of external things happened that were good. You know, I spoke at a conference about being autistic and being in recovery. We went on holiday, the first holiday abroad in years, and the holiday was so important because it showed me that I could do so much of what I didn't think I could do, with food, with resting, with, I don't know, being present in the moment. Then I restarted uni, and my gosh, has that been a ride. I started struggling a lot again, I'd say like in end of October, November. But I did things differently. I spoke to uni, I spoke to my team, I spoke to my parents,
And not after everything had gone wrong. In fact, things didn't go horribly wrong. They got very difficult, but I think before I struggled so much to communicate what was going on, so people only knew when things had gone wrong, if that makes sense. But this time it was like me sort of saying, things don't feel right. And actually, all of these wonderful people in my life went, we hear you, let's do something. And that changed things for me. That did. It showed me that I can cope, or I can manage a situation differently, as in I don't just need to shut down. I think for me, so much about my anorexia is about protecting myself, and it's sort of when things feel chaotic and out of control, I shut down, I stop talking, food becomes an annoyance to me. I just, everything goes. And I didn't let that happen this time. And I let people sit with me through the difficult times. My job means so much to me, and it makes me so happy. And just that, because it's in autism and eating disorders, and obviously it's something that I've been through, going through, and it's something I want to change. And we did a lot of stuff, like work-wise, and I loved it. I started enjoying uni even more. Like, I don't know, I started enjoying things more. And now we've just had Christmas, and I couldn't pick a favourite part of Christmas this year. Last Christmas was survival. Last Christmas was horrible. This Christmas was quieter, relaxed. I didn't put myself under this humongous pressure to perform, to do all of this stuff because I felt I needed to, because that's something I've learned is really detrimental for me, is actually to, well, I need to do that and eat that and do that because I feel like I need to do it. Actually, I've learned I'm far more successful at those things if I do them on my terms. Like, if I say, I'm ready to do this now, I do it and I feel okay about it. So that's how I've managed Christmas this year. Like my advent calendar. I felt ready for that. I was like, I can do that. Let's do it. I've had so many meals out recently. Unplanned food, new restaurants. And each of those times has been, I don't know, I felt ready for it. But there have been times over Christmas where I felt like, oh, maybe I should be doing that. And I didn't feel ready for it, and I knew that it would derail me, so I didn't do it. And that, for me, is huge. And now it's New Year's Eve. And I'm finishing this year in a far better position than I started it. And I hope that 2023 is smoother than 2022. And I hope to be standing here this time in a year and to be able to say all of the things that I've done. And it's interesting because I was talking to Mum about it this morning, because I sort of said 2022's not been a good year, and she said, I disagree. She said it's been difficult, but you have done absolutely amazingly. You have got through it. And I think sometimes I forget how much has changed. I think I'm in it, you know? And Mum was like, you're a different person. And I know that so much of this journey I've sort of spoken about getting feedback, and that is important, but it's also about finding a new Fee that feels better able to manage these situations and is happier, because fundamentally there's a reason that I relapsed. and I need to address that. I don't want to, but I need to. And it's about finding a more sustainable way forwards. But anyway, that was my little year roundup spiel. I'm about to go and have my snack. I've got a new bar to try. I have realised, because I was doing my December video, I have put a review in, obviously because I've had it once already in December, but I thought I'll do a proper little review of my snack today. But it's the Santa's Buddy snack one, and I think we all know Elf is my favourite Christmas film, so I'm gonna have that for my snack and then do some work. But yeah, just wanted to film this because it was important to me. So the Buddy's breakfast bar, it was like milk chocolate, it had maple syrup in it, and it was like a maple flavoured bar. And then it had like candies, so it had like marshmallows, had cereal, hoops cereal. It's really nice. It's not one of my favourite ones, but it is really good. I'd say it's probably a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. This was part 1 of my dinner. I had a pizza. I always get a knife and fork when I'm having pizza, but realistically, I do not really use them. I think I used it like once. But yeah, pizza is a food that you don't really need knives and forks with. But I get them out anyway. I love my little knives and forks that have quotes on them to just keep me going. But yeah, this was part 1, and just wait for part 2. So for part 2, I had a strawberry cheesecake. It was a cheesecake that was strawberry flavoured. It had like strawberry sprinkles on the top, and then it had obviously like the strawberry cheesecakey layer, and then a biscuity base. Everything that you could want from a cheesecake. It was really tasty. Obviously quite different from my usual dessert, but delicious nonetheless. And yeah, I wanted to just finish what's been a difficult year on a really positive note, so that felt like a really good moment to have cheesecake. And that was me having the last little bit, and that was pizza plus cheesecake done. Then after dinner I got ready. I decided to curl my hair because yeah, I was feeling a little bit self-conscious. So I curled it, then I got ready to go out. This was my little outfit. Then me and Hannah had, to be honest, we just talked and talked and talked. Some more people came over, but this is just some pictures we got before other people arrived. We saw the new year in. I didn't get home until like 1:30 in the morning. But I obviously still had my night snack. Could you call this an early morning snack? Not too sure. Had my normal because it's my favourite. And I was going to finish this day on this quote, and then really like very few pictures from the next day. This was just my breakfast. I had my 4 Weetabix, and then my 2 slices of bread with all of 2 slices of bread? 2 slices of bread with all of my spreads and banana and coffee. And this was just a really nice picture of the walk that we went on. But the primary reason for including this was the removal of the old calendar. I had 2 calendars last year, both were llama themed, and I absolutely loved them. And replacing it with the new calendar for this year. And yeah, new year, new chance to keep on going. And I wanted to finish this video on this quote.